Hi guys,
Hello, everyone.
how are you? Zero viewers.
Welcome.
Good.
I'm,
Welcome everyone. My name's Caitlin, and this is my colleague.
I'm Peter. Today, focus activity 8 to 10, architecture.
Architecture.
With
So, Peter, let's introduce ourselves a little bit to the students before we move on. What do you say?
Sounds good.
Good.
My name's Peter. I'm 27 years old and I'm from England. My accent is very English.
Very, very English. And what part of England are you from, Peter?
The North,
The
Manchester.
It's a very northern English accent. And I have a very different accent because I'm from the United States and my name is Caitlin. So nice to see you all. How are you? If you have a question or a comment, please write. Say hello. Peter, what have you been doing to pass the time these days?
To pass the time, I
Mhm.
am cleaning, reading, learning Italian.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay. So you have been studying Italian, and have you been learning something?
I am at the moment trying to learn the difference between to have and it is using the past simple.
Oh, okay. So past simple and different verb forms. Very
Yeah,
good, Peter. Very good.
indeed. What about you? What are you doing?
These days, I have been exercising and reading and cooking and doing lots of yoga.
Ooh, impressive. Well done.
Thank you. Um, Peter, this verb tense here, can you explain what this verb tense is and when we use it?
Ah, this verb tense that you can see on the screen is the present perfect continuous.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I have been doing yoga, or
Mm-hmm.
I have been, what have I been doing? I've been cleaning.
Very good. Yes. And when do we use this tense, Peter?
We use this tense, the present perfect continuous, for an action that started in the past and it's over a longer period of time connected to now.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay, so we have been trying to stay busy during the quarantine.
Indeed, we have been trying to be happy and teaching English throughout.
Yes. And you guys, what have you been doing during the quarantine? Please write and tell us how you are passing the time, okay?
Okay. Please let us know. Really important to write in the comments. It
It helps
makes
us.
me, Caitlin, very happy.
It makes Caitlin very happy. Does it make Peter happy?
Extremely happy. Extremely happy.
Oh, Peter. Okay. Good. So, hello guys. Peter, do you have anything to add before we move on?
Um, Not that I can think of.
No.
Only this.
Okay.
Oh, what are we going to learn about today, Caitlin?
So, in this focus activity describing architecture, passives, and presenting a structure.
Okay, nice. Good. Ooh, working on your thesis.
Very good, Nadia. You can work on your thesis in all of this chaos. That is very impressive.
Very well
Perfect.
done. And lovely English as well. Good
Very
for
lovely
you.
English. Yes. Thank you, Nadia.
Okay. Shall we continue?
Yes, we shall. All right.
Okay. Architecture. Are you ready for the questions, Caitlin?
I think I am.
Number 1. Do you prefer modern architecture or older styles?
Yeah. So as we read, guys, answer the questions at home. So I prefer older styles, I think, because, well, it depends on the context. I think I like both, but I think that modern architecture can be very, very beautiful or very, very ugly. Older styles are more regularly beautiful. What do you think, Peter?
I agree. I prefer old styles
Mm-hmm.
because I think they have a lot more character
Yeah.
than modern. Modern architecture seems to be desperate for perfection when architecture can never truly be perfected.
Yeah. So, guys, do you agree? Do you disagree? Tell us what you think. Okay. Number 2, Peter, has anything been built or renovated in your city recently?
Oof, good question. I think Duomo is under constant reconstruction and
Yeah.
renovation
Mm-hmm.
all year round.
Mm-hmm.
Around my area in Palestro and Porta Venezia, there are a few buildings that have scaffolding around them.
Okay. Okay. So they are being renovated right now.
They are at this current moment in time.
Okay. All right. Let's see. In my area of town, nothing has been built recently, but in the area where I lived 3 months ago, an Esselunga, a very large Esselunga, had been built.
Okay,
Hmm?
has been built.
It had been built.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Number 3.
Hmm?
Have you visited any famous buildings? Which ones?
I know you guys love to talk about your travels. Tell us which famous buildings you have visited. I have visited many famous buildings. Uh, for example, I have visited the Colosseum in Rome, and also Rockefeller Center in New York City.
Wow.
I think those are the most famous. How about you, Peter? Have you visited any famous buildings?
I have visited a lot of famous buildings in my
Mhm.
travels. I visited Buckingham Palace in London. I
Beautiful.
also visited New York. So I have seen the Empire State Building, the
Mhm.
Rockefeller Center.
I love the Rockefeller
It's nice. It is
Center.
nice. Is it the building with the large Christmas tree
Yes,
outside?
it's the building with the large Christmas tree and the skating rink where people can go skating.
Lovely.
Yes.
I want to go.
Good. All right. Again, tell us where have you visited? Which famous buildings you have seen? Okay.
Okay, write in the comments section for us. Okay. Number 4. What is your favorite building or structure and why?
That's difficult. Do you have a favorite building?
Building? I'm not sure. Maybe a football stadium.
Okay. Which football stadium in particular?
Wembley,
Wembley. Okay.
because it is the home of football.
I see.
What about you?
Oh, my favorite building or structure. I don't know if I have a single favorite building, but I really love the arena in Verona. I prefer the Verona arena to the Colosseum in Rome, actually, because it's very complete. It's very maintained, like it's well maintained. So I really love the arena. And we have some answers here. Donatella says in Pescara has been built a new bridge on the Pescara River from 2 years. Let's see, Peter, is this correct?
Almost. It's a nice effort, but not entirely correct.
What do we change, Peter?
Okay. In order to change this sentence, we need to use the phrase there has. And we need to reword and restructure the sentence.
I think a simple way is subject verb. So Donatella, I wrote a new bridge has been built. Okay. Do you agree, Peter?
I do. Lovely English.
So remember, subject, then verb. Okay? Good. Let's see. Marco. This is my Marco. Recently I have visited the Colosseum. Perfect. Okay.
Lovely.
And Nadia visited Burj Al Arab in Dubai years ago. So charming. Okay.
Modern architecture example.
Yeah. And Francesca says that she has seen some strange Asian ancient architectures in. Do you know how to pronounce this, Peter?
Borneo.
Good. Perfect. All right. I think one thing I would ask, have you visited, is which tense?
Have you visited? Sounds to me like it's the present perfect.
Yeah. So, Peter, can you remind me when we use the present perfect, especially here?
The present perfect here is used for experiences in a person's life.
Yeah. So, especially without a specific time.
Exactly.
Okay. Good. All right, guys. Peter, do you have anything else to add?
Only that your lovely comments are very much appreciated. So thank you.
Yes.
Only that. You ready to continue?
I am ready. Go ahead. Okay.
Do you want to read for us, Caitlin?
I shall. Skyscraper. Find passives in the text. What tenses are they? A unique commercial skyscraper is located at 20 Fenchurch Street in London's financial district. It was nicknamed the walkie-talkie because of its shape, but a few years ago it earned a different nickname. It was discovered that when sunlight shines onto the concave mirrored facade, it is reflected directly onto streets below the building. Temperatures as high as 70 degrees Celsius have been observed during the summer, and properties along the street, as well as a parked car, have been damaged. After these events, the building was given the nicknames Walkie Scorchy and Fry Scraper. In 2015, it was awarded the Carbuncle Cup for the worst new building in the UK. Wow. That architect should be really proud.
Very proud. I remember the building.
You remember the building. What did you think of the building?
I thought the building was terrible because I remember in the news the heat could melt the rubber of the car and you could cook an egg in the street.
Oh, good. That's disgusting. And what was done to fix the building?
I don't know. I can't remember. I think it was around the time I moved to Madrid.
Ah, so you left because of the fry scraper.
I left because of the building.
You forgot. Good. Let's see. We have a comment from Donatella. Donatella says her favorite museum in Europe is the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, but I haven't visited it yet. Okay. All right. Again, Peter, why do we say haven't visited it yet?
We say I haven't visited it yet because it's an experience that we have or haven't done yet. There's no specific time period.
Exactly. Okay. All right. Thank you, Donatella. All right, guys. So there are some passives in this text. Can you write in the comments what the passives are? All right. In the meantime, Peter, can you reread or maybe could you find the passive in the first sentence?
A unique commercial skyscraper is located at 20 Fenchurch Street in London's financial district. I can see a present simple passive.
Yes. Present simple passive. Which one is it?
Present simple passive.
Okay, you go straight. Donatella, very good. Yes, was discovered. Also, we were thinking is located. Okay, but it skipped it. Okay, and good. The next one after that. Very good.
Lovely, well done.
Was discovered. Okay. After. Very good. Have been observed. Okay.
Ooh.
And before have been observed, it is reflected. Okay.
Very well done, Donatella.
Okay. After that, have been damaged. Good. And Francesca can't see the text because of her internet. No problem, Francesca. Okay.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay. Is there two more passives, guys?
I can see two more as well.
Mhm. The building
Was given.
was given. And very good, Nadia. Yes. And finally, good, Donatella.
2015.
Good. Very good. Was awarded. Good.
Very
Donatella,
nicely
Nadia, very
done.
good. Okay. You see any vocabulary here, Peter?
I think a walkie-talkie. What do you think a walkie-talkie is?
A walkie-talkie was a toy I used to play with. You can speak into a walkie-talkie, and the other person can hear your voice on their walkie-talkie. Okay? It was like the thing that I used before a phone. Did you ever use walkie-talkies, Peter?
I used to use walkie-talkies and
Mhm.
pretend I was in the army or James Bond.
Yes, we were spies with our walkie-talkies.
Always.
Okay. Any other vocabulary here?
Let's see. Maybe a facade. Concave mirrored facade.
Yeah, so concave is like this, okay? If we think about this shape of something, it's concave. And a facade is the outside of a building, okay? The pronunciation facade.
Facade.
Okay, good. All right. And guys, if you have questions, you can also write for questions.
Any words you don't understand or any general questions, we are here to help you.
I think maybe it would be a good idea to explain the joke behind walkie scorchy and fry scraper. Peter, what does this mean?
Walkie-scorchy. Walkie-scorchy is a play on words.
Hmm?
To scorch in English is a synonym for to burn.
Hmm?
And because talkie, scorchy rhymes, we give the nickname walkie-scorchy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good. Donatella asked scorchy. To scorch is to burn. Okay.
Exactly, the sounds.
Mm-hmm. And then what about
Fry
this?
scraper. Okay, to fry in English is when you cook, normally an egg or bacon.
Mm-hmm. In what substance and what ingredient usually?
Normally in oil or
Yeah.
butter.
Mm-hmm. And this is a play on words of what word?
To fry.
To fry. And then a very tall building. Yeah.
We combine the words.
Good. Skyscraper, tall building. So skyscraper, fry scraper. Okay. Good. All right. Good.
Okay. Unless you have any other points, Caitlin, do you think we can continue?
I think we can continue.
Feel free to read for me.
Okay. You're too kind. A solid foundation. How are passives formed? I'm following.
Passive.
Yeah. Guys, what is the structure of a passive? Subject, then Peter, you
Subject,
can show.
then the verb to be.
Plus past participle.
The third column
Good.
for
Okay.
everyone who's Italian.
Yes, good. Donatella says be. Good. Finally, past participle. Very good. Go ahead, Peter.
So for example, the walkie-talkie was awarded the Carbuncle Cup.
Yes. So where's the to be, Peter?
The to be is in the past and third person, therefore was.
And what's the past participle here?
Awarded.
Exactly. Okay, good. All right, so here, while we read, okay, you can complete with the correct form of the passive, okay? Peter, can you read number 1?
The Sydney Opera House opened in 1973. A past simple, passive.
Good. So guys, write the correct passive for number 1. So number, correct passive, okay? I'll read number 2. Many of Italy's historic buildings add to the UNESCO World Heritage Sites list. Present perfect passive, okay? Again, number and passive. All right, so we already have an answer to number 1. Nadia, was opened. Very good. Okay.
Nice answer. Well done as well.
Donatella as well. Very good. Okay. Peter, number 3.
The Eiffel Tower, not built in 1999. Past simple, passive.
Good. Donatella's on fire, and she says for number 2, have been added. Okay, very good. And I'll do number 4. The Pyramid of Giza, not turn into a theme park. Present perfect passive. Peter, what does turn into mean?
Turn into is a phrasal verb for change or convert. These are synonyms.
Exactly. Okay. And Peter, can you read number 5?
The Empire State Building, not used as an antenna to contact aliens. Simple, passive.
I disagree. I think it is. Kidding. Okay.
A conspiracy theorist.
A conspiracy theorist. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Okay, so Donatella says the Eiffel Tower wasn't built. Very good. Irregular past participle. All right, numbers 4 and 5, guys. The Pyramid of Giza and the Empire State Building. Peter, any ideas for number 4?
Present perfect, passive. Pyramid of Giza, third person. Oh. Has, because it's third person. And then not being turned into.
And very close, Francesca. Donatella, perfect. Hasn't. Oh, wait, almost. So Donatella says hasn't turned into. Francesca says have not been turned. Peter, can you show the answer on the slide?
The answer on the slide.
Hmm?
Hasn't been
Hasn't.
turned into.
Good. So Donatella, third person, perfect. Okay. Just missing been. So good, Nadia. Hasn't been turned into. Okay. All right. And finally,
What about for number 5? What do
the
you think?
Empire State Building. So the Empire State Building, third person, is negative, is not past participle, is not used as an antenna. Okay? All right. Very good, Francesca. Donatella, perfect. Okay, Nadia also. All right, great job, guys. Okay. Peter, anything to add?
Only if you have any questions about the passives, please write to us and we can do our best to answer you.
Maybe we will succeed.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Crossing fingers.
Anything to add?
I'm good. Let's go. All right. Can you read this, Peter?
Of course I can. A work in progress. Find the passives in the text. What tenses are they? The Chuo Shinkansen rail line will be built between the two major Japanese cities, Tokyo and Nagoya. The trains are expected to reach speeds of 505 kilometers an hour, which means a distance of 286 kilometers can be covered in only 40 minutes. The train's speed is increased through the use of magnets, which reduce friction. Originally, this new rail system was projected to cost 40.6 billion. But because of the need to dig so many underground tunnels, the designers now say the project will be completed at a cost of 71.8 billion.
Yeah, good. All right, guys. So what are the passives in this text? All right. So in the first sentence, the Chuo Shinkansen rail line will be built between the two major Japanese cities, Tokyo and Nagoya. What's the passive? Tell us. Peter, any idea what the passive is here and what tense it is?
It's a future simple passive. Future passive.
Future. So will be built. Very good, Francesca. Thank you. Okay. All right. Also, Andrea will be built. Donatella already has the entire list of what tense. Very good. All right. Now, the second passive, Peter?
The trains are expected to reach speeds of 505 kilometers an hour. The second passive is a present simple.
What is the second passive? the trains.
Are expected.
Are expected. And which means a distance of 286 kilometers can be covered in only 40 minutes. Donatella already told us, what type of passive. It's a modal passive. And what is it? Can
Be.
Can be covered. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Again, I'll keep Donatella's comment here so we know which tense. Okay. The train's speed is increased through the use of magnets. So Donatella tells us that we need a present passive here. Good. So what's the present passive here? The speed right now. Very good. Is increased. Perfect. Okay. And Peter, we're going to do the next one.
Originally, this new rail system was projected to cost 40.6 billion.
Yeah. So I think Donatella wanted to write the past passive. Past passive is the new rail system was projected. Perfect. Okay. Was projected. Very good, guys. Okay, good job, Donatella. Good job, Francesca. And last, because of the need to dig so many underground tunnels, the designers now say the project will be completed at a cost of 71.8 billion euros. So Donatella tells us a future passive, which is correct. What's the future passive? Will be completed. Perfect, guys. All right. Very good job. So Andrea, Francesca, Donatella, all very good. Okay. Let's see. Any vocabulary here, Peter?
Let's see. Maybe magnets.
Oh, magnet. I think it's very similar in Italian. A magnet is something, usually I think a piece of metal with a certain charge that is attracted and attaches to a different piece of metal with the opposite charge. Okay. Where do we often use magnets, Peter?
In science class from memory as a child, and in hospitals for equipment.
Yes. And I think more every day, we often put magnets on our refrigerator.
Indeed.
You do, right? Donatella asks, what is to dig? A very good question. Peter? Digging a hole in the ground. Okay?
Exactly.
Okay.
Like,
So yeah, in the context, they have to dig many tunnels, okay, so that the train can go underground. Francesca translates dig is scavare. Very good. Okay.
Any other words that you think, Caitlin?
I think it's okay. Let's move on. All right, I'll read. So the fast track. How are future and modal passives formed? Okay. If you guys remember, you can write what is the structure of a future or modal passive. Okay. Peter, can you show us?
Of course I can.
Okay. So Peter, you go ahead.
Future and modals. The subject plus the modal or will plus the verb to be, and finally the past participle.
Mm-hmm.
The example. The rail line should be completed by 2037.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The
I'm good.
subject, the rail line, modal, should, verb to be, and finally the past participle, completed.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Donatella is ahead of the game. Very good. Thank you, Donatella. Okay, good.
Let's continue.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, guys, we'll ask each other and answer these questions ourselves, but you can also write the answer in the comments, okay? All right. So, number one, do you think these trains in Japan will be used by many people, Peter?
I do, because when I visited Japan, trains are constantly very full of people,
Okay.
and it is a big commuter country. Everyone lives in one city but works in another city.
Oh, really? Very interesting. Okay.
I think it will be used by a lot of people.
Very good. All right.
Number
What about
two,
number two?
what safety procedures or precautions, sorry, trying to read it small, have to be taken by the engineers?
The safety precautions that have to be taken by engineers. For example, the tunnels have to be secured. The tracks have to be solid. I'm not an engineer. What do you think, Peter?
I think the connection between the magnets and the track needs to be 100% safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Good. Let's do number three. And guys, we want to see your comments, okay? So answer the questions as we continue. Number three, can you think of any services or features that could be offered to make the travel experience more exciting and comfortable?
I think the normal kind of train experiences, like maybe a section of the train that is a bar, or different, a more luxurious coach at the
Yeah.
back of the train, and maybe a Wi-Fi zone or a Wi-Fi
Yes.
along the train.
Yeah, I definitely think that Wi-Fi should be included as a part of the trip. Donatella has an answer to number one. Yes, I think the train will be used by many people because it is more ecological. Maybe. Yeah.
Possibly.
Efficient and green, we can say. Or I think something that makes train travel more comfortable to me for me is cleanliness. So I think that the carriages should be constantly cleaned.
If only.
If only, if only.
The dream.
Yeah. Let me see. So when do we say if only, Peter?
We say if only when it is a desire
Mm-hmm.
of something and you agree with someone. If
Yeah.
only.
We can maybe say I wish as a synonym, right? Good.
Exactly.
All right. And Peter, can you do number 4, please?
Do you think the focus on transportation methods in the future should be more on trains or planes? Why?
Me personally, I think that both should equally be focused on because they're both equally important in different situations. I don't think that we should, I don't think that trains should be prioritized over planes or vice versa. What do you think?
Personally, I think maybe in the future trains will be prioritized
Mm-hmm.
because simply because they are more ecological
Yeah.
and more green.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends on the distances.
Absolutely. I can't take a train to go to my home in the United States, so I hope that planes are prioritized. Um, Nadia says trains shouldn't be overcrowded. Yes, very good. So
Again, if only.
if only passengers should be limited. And Francesca says train companies could offer a wagon without children. Okay. So, Peter, what's the singular form of children?
Child.
Child. And then what's the irregular plural?
Children.
Good. So, never children's. Okay. Very good. Okay. All right. Anything
I
here,
agree.
Peter?
Um, I agree with Francesca's comment.
Yes. An entire carriage with no children, or maybe to be nice, an area only for children could be offered to remove children from the other carriages.
Where you are free to work and
Mm-hmm.
sleep, maybe.
Yes, very good. All right. So, shall we do some wrapping up, Peter?
A little revision of today.
Mhm. Yes. What was the main grammar that we covered?
Today, the main grammar was passives.
Passives. Okay. In particular, what kind of passives did we see?
We saw a lot of different passives: present simple, past simple, present perfect,
Mm-hmm.
futures, and modals towards the
Yes.
end.
Yes. And what is the basic structure of a passive?
The basic structure of a passive is subject, the
Mhm.
verb to be, and the past participle.
Good. Any recommendations for our students on the passives, Peter?
Remember, always conjugate the verb to be.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Good. And then I would add to really study and memorize past participles, okay? Because they are essential in this tense, okay? And good. All right. So that is it, guys. Thank you for joining us. And remember, we have these webinars every day, all day. Peter, anything else to add before we end?
Thank you for joining us and for your lovely contributions to the lessons.
Yes.
It's very nice to see, particularly for us teachers.
Yes, they are appreciated, and we miss having you in class. So we will see you at the next webinar. All right. And have a lovely night. Okay. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.